Good day, everyone. Hope you're doing really well. So we're going to be talking about three special characters in today's Spiral Abyss run, and that being Kokomi, Ayaka, and Mona. So what makes them special? Well, they all have normals EQ abilities, but all of them have an additional passive talent. In Kokomi's case, it's the flawless strategy. With Ayaka and Mona, it's obviously the alternative sprint, which is pretty cool. So they are the only three characters that effectively have like 7 of these talents, or if you want to sort of call it like free talents, obviously plus exploration and then the usual, and that makes them unique in my eyes. Flawless strategy on Kokomi is obviously what enables like her role compression, and in my opinion is like the defining characteristic of Kokomi. Pretty awesome. So obviously the Spiral Abyss run is not F2P by any stretch. You've got a C6 Ayaka and Kokomi right here. Both have been adjusted more for energy recharge and anything. So the damage numbers are not as high as you would see in sort of other runs, but it doesn't matter. What's really cool that I sort of want to sort of try and point out in the Spiral Abyss run is just the different utilities and flavors that you can get with all the characters. So immediately you can see Mona and Kokomi working together to give Kokomi like 20k autos, which is really, really nice. You're doing in 2.5 seconds almost more damage than Ganyu can do, like even with melt, and it's like really, really crazy. Obviously I know that might upset some people, but yes, Ganyu does still do more damage, but it just shows you that with just a bit of support, Kokomi can really certainly get up there. The other thing is, a lot of people would say, oh, Kokomi versus Mona. Well, this is clearly a case, I know it's a bit of a crazy case, but where you just sort of put both of them together and you just destroy the enemy, because why not? It's quite fun. I hate this perpetual mechanical array. I think mostly due to the fact that he's got all these invulnerability phases, as well as the rest of the Spiral Abyss. It's not that the damage that you need to sort of clear the Spiral Abyss has gone up. It's actually more so that the enemy wastes like 1 minute of your time. So it's more like you need to clear in total in less than 8 minutes instead of 9 minutes on all the floors in order to get your 3 stars, which is kind of annoying in a certain sense, but I get what MiHoYo is trying to do. They're just trying to throttle us down a bit. Now, here's why I feel sorry for the enemy, because we've got obviously Kokomi that can't die, and obviously Mona, which will just absolutely shred this poor Pyro Abyss Lecter, so good luck with him. Obviously, since we're only running Ayaka here, we might struggle a bit more on the next floor, but hey, that doesn't really matter. So hopefully, so far you guys could see sort of the essence of all these characters. Ayaka being the damage dealer, and this is what I've always been saying. You want damage, get a damage dealer. Get your Ganyu, get your Ayaka, get your hyper carry ride, and get your Yulo, get your whatever. If you want support and healing, well, there is Kokomi. That's what you want. You want a tank, an immortal tank that can occasionally deal damage during the downtime of your other characters. There's Kokomi. You want a character that can absolutely give your team like an insane damage boost. Well, there is Mona, and that is just sort of what makes these characters so cool. I think the thing that sort of that and I don't mean this like in a terrible way, but Mona's always been disappointing to me because of the fact that you can't really use her like alternative dash as effective in combat. I know C6 gives you like a bit of like additional like attack, but it's not like Ayaka where you can simultaneously attack and dodge, and your alternative sprint is pretty much a core fundamental part of your kit. And that's what I love about Ayaka. You can use the entirety of Ayaka's kit and you can use it to bring out her potential. And that's also why I hate people that just want to play Ayaka Q and ignore her normals and her E, because she's such a fun character. And it's the same with Kokomi. Kokomi is way more than just like a passive TDS jellyfish bot. Like when you really work her in, especially like in Urbana Comp and equivalent teams, she just does so much. The entirety of her kit is being played, and this is my criteria for choosing characters gender in Genshin Impact. Can I use the most or make the most out of their entirety of their kits? I don't want to just pull a character for one special gimmick, because that can get old. It can get it's not as flexible, and there are definitely many situations where you can just sort of replace it. So that's just sort of my take on the whole thing. Here you can see this is just the power of freeze, just absolutely knocking these guys away. These guys are really irritating. They increase your cooldowns and all that, but hey. At the end, I tried to kill one of them with Kokomi's jellyfish, and we didn't get the timing quite right. But hey, this is just a for fun run, so don't please just take this as like for entertainment. The last thing I would sort of want to talk about while we're still in the Spiral Abyss, obviously Mona is a character that I've really wanted since day one. And this is where this is where I hate Genshin Impact so much, because I feel like I want Mona, but I can't get her. Even if I pay you, I can't get her, because I have to do this stupid like RNG gacha, like press, poof, poof, and it's like you don't get what you want, even if you pay for it. And it's like nowhere in the world does that logic. I don't know. You never go to a store and be like, I want a bottle of water, and then it's like, yeah, if you pay me, we're gonna give you a lottery, and you might get apple juice instead of water. It's just it's so. If you ever wondered why my Zhongli is C4, yes, I never intended to get a C4 Zhongli. I entirely intended to lose the 50-50 to Mona. And yes, this was early, way back when I started playing Genshin Impact. And yes, that's when I literally knew nothing about the game. Just like today, I only know about 1% more. So yes, that sort of happened. But Mona, I've been so happy with her since the beginning of Genshin Impact. Having had her like for the majority of the game, absolutely crazy. And obviously she can just ride on water, and Kokomi being able to obviously run on water. Ayaka alternative sprint, absolutely awesome. Ayaka I loved like ever since I saw her alternative sprint. And for you guys that have been subscribed for like months already, you know all the Ayaka fun and solo no damage runs and all the shenanigans we've done with Ayaka. I think I'm one of the very few people that have really dug into the depths of Ayaka, and honestly I loved like being an Ayaka main for such a long time, and still she's like number 2 in my heart. What a fun character. And yeah, finally Kokomi, the character that no one really understood. And since day one, I think I got like how she worked and all these sorts of things. And it's not a brag or anything. It's just when you really start playing this game and you've got like hundreds and hundreds of hours in the Spiral Abyss, you start looking at things quite differently. It's not just oh, this character has an E, this character has a Q gimmick. Oh, so this is this playstyle, this character. You really start thinking way more holistically and what characters can do. And I think because of my background in some other games as well, especially more like shooter heavy, hero shooters and stuff, Valorant, Overwatch, I sort of tended to look at Kokomi from the lens. I don't know if you know about a character called Brigitte on Overwatch, and that's sort of what Kokomi really reminded me of. This character that can just do it all. Yes, she doesn't do the most damage. Look at Brigitte on Overwatch, she doesn't do, but this concept of I can ignore the game's mechanics via damage denial and still use that to do aggressive, like, or enable my team to do aggressive DPS, that is just so attractive to me. But even then, since then, I mean, I've really started appreciating Kokomi for like the full range of her multi-role utility, and that's just what makes her such a beautiful character, and obviously my favorite character. And yes, as much as people hate on her, meme on her, whatever, you gotta admit this is like such a cool character. Whether you're like a low AR, high AR, she's just absolutely awesome. And yes, we're gonna give Death by Jellyfish to Magukenki because why not? And you can see I absolutely how rusty I am with Ayaka, although I never intended to actually dodge this. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching the special free characters, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and see you again. Cheers.